There's Beth Friedman. How are you?
I'm great, Stacey. Thank you so much for doing this and for calling and trying to find out more about Women Are in our upcoming inaugural conference this Thursday, November 7th.
Well, I got to say, you're in the home stretch, and I'm sure it's been a lot of work since you guys started this. But what is the main reason for this summit? What's your goal ultimately by having this summit?
Well, Angela and I both wanted to create a conference that was something that we would like to attend ourselves. We're trying to convene some of the top female leaders in our community in Los Angeles to learn about the lives and the work of other top leaders, but not just in Los Angeles, nationally as well as globally. So we have a lot of speakers coming from out of town to discuss their work in four different areas: business, social entrepreneurship and philanthropy, health and wellness, and in the arts.
I think that's great. I mean, because you're sort of taking the lead where, there have been conferences in the past like Maria Shriver. It's sort of like you guys are kind of taking sort of the baton is being handed to you. Do you feel in some way that you have this sort of responsibility to keep this kind of thing going?
Well, actually, we are trying to be different from the conference that Maria Shriver used to hold when she did the governor's conference. This is much smaller. This is limited to 300 women. It's invitation only, and we're trying really to have it be a day where women get to meet and socialize and really get to interact with the speakers as well as each other.
So it's not quite so overwhelming, right?
Yeah, it's not going to be, thousands of people. We're not trying to recreate that. Maria did an amazing job when she did the governor's conference, but this is a little different.
Yeah, I mean, you have got some amazing speakers lined up and guests and honorees. Kind of give me a highlight of these amazing women who we won't be intimidated by, right?
Well, I hate to say it, but all of them, all of them are pretty amazing and have done amazing things in both the not-for-profit world as well as the for-profit world. I think you know that our luncheon speaker is Wallace Annenberg, and she's going to be interviewed by Willow Bay.
Wow.
And Wallace will be discussing the philanthropic things that she has been doing and highlighting, most recently the Annenberg Center for the Performing Arts in Beverly Hills.
Wow.
But Willow will be interviewing her in depth about all of her philanthropic work. And then, of course, we have the amazing Sharon Stone, who we will be giving our first Trailblazer Award to.
She's been so instrumental in so many charitable, efforts, hasn't she?
She has done so much, Stacey. In doing my research on her, I found out things that I didn't even know she had won awards on. She is an amazing humanitarian. In addition to all of her professional work, she's received awards from France. She's called Madame Le Chevalier.
Oh, wow.
She has received awards for AMFAR, for her 20 years of service, for work towards HIV/AIDS. She's done so much work for globally, not just the community.
Rattle off some of I know Abigail Disney. I'm familiar with her. Of course, she is a filmmaker. Name some of the other women that you have there, because I don't know how difficult it was to gather this amazing group of women. Was it hard, or?
It was difficult.
Yeah.
When you try to get a lot of high-powered women who have big lives and travel a lot themselves together on one day, it's really difficult. But why don't I just start with, I'll start with the Women in Business panel to give you an idea of some of the backgrounds of those women. So Women in Business is going to be moderated by Dean Judy Olian, who's the Dean of UCLA Anderson Business School. And the panelists are Jane Werwan, the CEO and founder of Dermalogica.
Oh, wow.
Who's fantastic. Jane has her own foundation called FITE, F-I-T-E. She does amazing work for women in Africa with microfinancing. Another woman who's coming is Julie Clark, who founded a company called Baby Einstein in the basement of her home in Colorado.
I have heard of her too. Yes.
She's responsible for creating a whole industry of educational videos for children, and she subsequently sold that company to Disney. And now she's doing some other things in breast cancer. She's a breast cancer survivor, but she also is doing some other educational things for kids, but on the iPad or iPhone. She also has an app that she that came to the market a few weeks ago called Happy Appy, APPY.
That's easy to say.
Another panelist is Allison Pincus, the co-founder of One Kings Lane, who, with her partner Susan Feldman, has created an amazing business and an amazing industry on the internet for household goods.
Yeah, it's like flash shopping. I think we've profiled them on our website too. I saw them speak, and they're unbelievable women. Just curious, like how in this year, almost this year that you started, what kind of success? How has this lived up to your expectations and your goals?
Truthfully, it's exceeded my expectations. I mean, when Angela and I came together almost 2 years ago to discuss doing some salons and a women's summit, we thought it would be popular, but we needed to test the waters, and we tested the waters with our 2 salons this year. The first was the one you went to, which was Somali Mom, and that was
unbelievable.
It was an unbelievable, heart-wrenching interview with Somali, and it brought a few things out. First of all, I think women left the salon understanding that sex and human trafficking is a problem here in Los Angeles and in the United States. So many people think that it's just a problem that happens over there, in Asia. And hearing that it happens locally right in our community was a big deal for a lot of people. The other thing it showed us is that there really was the need for a forum that women like ourselves really want to meet and talk and socialize and discuss issues that are of great importance, not just to the Los Angeles community, but to the national and the global community. And then we decided to do a salon with Mindy Grossman, the CEO of Home Shopping Network. That was also an amazing salon, but a very different feel. You can imagine, the CEO of a company and Somali Mom. People were laughing with Mindy Grossman, and there was no crying like with Somali Mom. Mm-hmm. But it was really interesting. She talked about what she called her nonlinear path to success. And she talked about how, one morning she had an epiphany, and she was in college and she was engaged and she was supposed to go to law school. And she woke up one morning and said, "Oh my God, I don't want to do any of this." And she, changed her whole life.
And showed that it's possible, no matter what time in your life, it's like if you want, I think passion equals success, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, and look what you and Angela are doing. I mean, it's you were so passionate about highlighting these women and making them accessible to everyone else too, and I think that's this is a lot of work for you guys. I mean, you work outside of this.
Well, it's been a ton of work, but I have to say it really has been a labor of love. And I think Angela because of her books and me because of my other work, we've had the opportunity to meet some of these people, and it's so nice to be able to bring them to the forefront and let people know what's going on. I mean, you mentioned Abigail Disney. The woman is amazing. I mean, what she has done for women in war-torn countries by Pray the Devil Back to Hell, that documentary that she's really well known for. She highlighted the situation that was going on with Charles Taylor and the women in Liberia, and I believe was quite instrumental in helping get the first woman president elected in an African country because of it.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, at this point, you guys have reached high and you've succeeded. What are your goals, do you think, for next year for Women A.R.E?
Well, Angela and I are already planning our next salons.
Okay.
For next year. We've been in discussions with a bunch of different women, some from the not-for-profit world and some from the for-profit world, because we really want to mix it up. We want, women in all different facets of business, not-for-profit. They can all be inspiring in different ways. So we're trying to mix it up and bring in women from all different backgrounds.
I think that's the thing, is just to show that there are outstanding women in all kinds of fields. I think that's the point. So, all right, well, I wish that I could be there, but I'm so glad that we're able to brag about what you guys have done and get it out there. So, and it's sold out, right? I think yeah.
We sold out a week ago, Stacey, and we have a waiting list. And I wish we could increase the number, but unfortunately we can't. But I would love to do it a little bit bigger in the future and include more women.
Yeah, no, I think that's the thing. You kind of just start it small, and you know what? You build it, they will come. So
yeah, when you're starting something and you don't know how it's going to be received, it's best to start the way you're saying. So.
Yeah. That's great. Well, congratulations to you. Thanks so much for your time. And just keep me on the list, because I hope to get to your next salon for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Stacey.
Thank you so much, Beth. I appreciate it.